Good evening, Warriors! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are conquesting. I appreciate all the comments and the likes and donations of subscriptions. You guys are wonderful. I am happy and glad these are things that are working well. Like I said, I'm kind of finishing up for the evening, so I wanted to kind of do one before I forget today. And have a good topic today from Dirtymint. Thank you, Dirtymint. I'm going to talk about a topic that I used to do a lot of research with and still do in some regard, and also combining that with semen retention. But first, before we get into that, for the first minute or so, let's kind of do some shout outs here. TK2112, thank you, sir. Jack Trades, thank you, my friend. He's got a good opinion here. I think we'll do a separate video on this one, talking about how movies tend to, any kind of images with nudity and that type of thing, kind of give us that temptation, and we have to watch that visual picture that people get into their minds. That's how we create the temptation, and we have to be very careful of that. Dirtymint talks about full moon. I think I have to do another one on full moon, but I will do more research on that one. Dirtymint, thank you. Levi, thank you on your comment about the lion. I think we're going to combine that one a little bit today. John the Dawn, thank you, my friend, on the Matrix. Yes, we are living in a false Matrix, in my opinion. I don't think a lot of people realize that what they see in front of them, a lot of this is an illusion, one of which is semen retention, but a lot of other types of things that we think are true, I don't believe are true. And I think it's been kind of an illusion to kind of create a control of a lot of the males in society, and we need to step up and realize that and be the warriors that we really are. Giovanni, thank you, my friend. Leon W, Orca, Antonio told his wife, and I guess I got a good response from that. So a lot of women know what we're talking about is true. I run into it all day long. I mean, women realize the attractiveness. They realize what you have, and that what makes you very attractive as a mate, as someone who they want to procreate with, have children, because you're very strong and strong in character, and they see that, they sense that, they understand that. There's no surprise, and they're comfortable with you being the strong male that you are. So continue doing that, and great job, Antonio, and talking to your wife about that. My wife understands this as well, so very good. Lion, very good. Other women notice, of course. Yes, you're exactly right. Women notice you, of course. Joshua Stowers, 34 days. Keep on that, my friend, as well. All right, so topic at three minutes here we're going to talk about is going to be the law of attraction, social attraction as well, and semen retention. So we have a few people that I kind of want to shout out to as we talk about this. So going back to a little bit talking about this, Just Me talks about social attraction. SR, we'll talk about that along with this. Villem talks about monk mode SR. We may talk about that a little bit too. Dirtymint, law of attraction. And Villem again talks about electromagnetic, and Levi talks about like a lion. So all of these will kind of combine together as we talk about this. So the law of attraction is something that I studied many, many years ago, because I really wanted to be successful and kind of as part of my journey of trying to be the best person I can become, best Vigor warrior I can become. I learned a lot about the ideas of the secret of the ages back in the 1950s and 60s. That book came out. Then later on, Napoleon Hill did Think and Grow Rich. Also, then The Secret came out more recently. All these have the same ideas. That goes back to Aristotle and Plato, a lot of the Greeks and the Romans, talking about how the mind controls certain level through God, and trying to create those type of things you're looking for. So when it comes to law of attraction, you are attracting those things that are inside of yourself that you want. And part of this is that we are created by fear, and so we're held back by fear, warriors, and fear stops us from creating things we want. Now, how is that related to semen retention? Well, the bottom line is semen retention alleviates a lot of your fears. You're more focused, you're more goal-oriented, you're not focusing on women, you're not focusing on rejection. Who in the F you know cares about what people think about you anymore, right? That's the attitude you got to have, and just do what you got to do. Now, of course, you don't want to hurt people, and you don't want to put people in any bad positions. But then again, You don't want people to dictate you. You don't want people to tell you how you should feel about yourself, all these things. And you have a tendency to worry about that a lot more, I found at least, when I wasn't on retention, you know, and I was just kind of all those years of suffering through a lot of self issues and ideas and things like that. And I didn't have that level of attraction that I have now. And it's only because I've been on retention for 1,015, 17, whatever it is, days that I'm on now. So the thing is, as you look at this and you keep going longer in your lifestyle, you realize the strength you have and the idea that you are attracting things. You're attracting money to yourself in many ways because you're seeing more opportunities. What happens is that when you're on retention, you're focusing more, you're seeing those opportunities, and now that they appear. Now, were they always there? Yes, I believe they were always there. The problem with it, is the fact is that you're basically now seeing those because you're more honed in. You're not focusing on girls, you're not focusing on these other types of things. You're focusing on trying to get the goals and achieve the goals you want. And nothing is going to stop you, warriors, from achieving that goal. And so women are not part of the equation. They're nice to be there. They're nice as companions. They're nice to be part of your life, but they're not the major part of your life. And that's the difference between those simps out there and those warriors to be, and a true warrior who basically is looking at defending their country, defending their city, their town, their families, and providing those things they need to do to keep things going. All these other types of things are just kind of benefits along with it. But the idea is that the warrior is someone who stands alone. And you are the warrior, each one of you out there, and you don't need the attraction, but the attraction is good to understand and be there because temptation is with attraction. And so we talk about something that Just Me said, social attraction is very high, right? With this law of attraction we're talking about, your social attraction, I'm not talking about physical necessarily, though there is something to be said about the aura you have when you're on semen retention. You become a very attractive person. People want to be with you all the time. They don't know why they want to be with you half the time, but they just sense something, and they're attracted highly too. I saw it 10 times today. People hugging you, coming up to you, talking with you, saying you're the favorite person, all this kind of stuff, and that never happened before. So this is a unique type of thing, but remember, just like Spider-Man used to say, right? With great power comes great responsibility. You have to realize and don't fall into temptation. Just move on. It's a flattering type of thing, and realize you're also attracting things like money and opportunities along with this. So take it for what it is and move forward with it, warriors. So good. So the social attraction is very important. Monk mode, I think certainly I would recommend monk mode. I go off and on monk mode. I've had some success with it. I have some failures with it. So it's not something that I'm really strong with yet, but I'm getting better with it. And as time goes on, that's the mode that I think we should be in to be able to be truly successful in things that we do. Guys, a key point, and we've seen this in Taoism and brahmacharya, celibacy, all kinds of things we're talking about, and we'll do one on religion pretty soon as well, again going back to Christianity and Buddhism and all those things. But the bottom line really is that you should only be releasing energy when you're procreating. All these other types of things are just a man-made type of a false image of a pleasure that you're going to get for a couple seconds, and all of a sudden then you're going to feel guilty and understand you've lost energy and wasted energy. So but monk mode is very important, Villem. I think it's so important to do that. And he also talks about the electromagnetism and SR. We've been turned off. I agree with you there. I think that the law of attraction allows you to become stronger, and your energy is strong. But if you're releasing all the time, it's almost like a light switch has been turned off, and your power is diminished, and you're not the strong warrior you used to be. And if I could say that at 61 and experiences, I know you guys are 20, 30, 40 years old, have tons of energy sitting there, but it might be dissipating. It might be dissipating, and you have no chance to defend yourself the way you should. And I think that's the key type of thing. No matter how old you are, you should be able to defend yourself and go down fighting if you go down. And I think that's the problem. We have a lot of simp attitudes out there, warriors who want to be warriors, think they're warriors, talk like they're warriors, but really aren't warriors when it comes down to it, because they can't control themselves. If they can't control themselves, they can't control anybody, a woman around them or anybody else. And so the bottom line is you have to learn how to control yourself to be able to be that warrior. And that's what we talk about. And this kind of fits into the idea we have been turned off, but it fits into Levi's idea as well about being like a lion. And that lion is someone, is the famous pictures I always see with the lion sitting out there watching and protecting everybody. And in the meantime, all these female lions are coming over, wanting attention, and he doesn't give any. He just continues looking forward, straight forward. And the bottom line is they're eventually hanging on him, doing everything they can to get attention because they want to mate with him. And the problem is that he's not interested in that right now. And I think this is the way the warrior should be. You have, women who might be all over you, hanging over you, talking to you all the time. But the bottom line is you have to continue to keep moving forward, keep on your goals, keep on the plan that you have and God's purpose, following God's purpose. And that should be your highest priority. God should be your highest priority. After that, then you look at what's happening around you, your family, your town, your city, and you protect that and you provide as best you can for that as you go through. So, a great topic. I like talking about the secret and attraction. I think there's a lot of validity in the idea that you have to have a positive attitude in the sense of making sure you're using this energy in a positive way. Negative energy, stressful energy, drains on you. We talked about this before, is you have not only the physical energy of losing and releasing, but you also have the emotional energy when you get stressed out and people drag you along and they take your emotions out of you. That's another way to be drained. So you can actually be drained that way too. Just try listening to somebody for about 25, 30 minutes straight, and you know what I'm talking about when it becomes drained. So you have to be careful that you're not also being drained emotionally as well. So, all right, so good topic. I love talking about this one, and we'll do it again soon, my friends. For the rest of the evening, you guys have a great evening. Continue. We're getting some nice weather here in the Midwest, and I hope you guys keep enjoying yourself. Enjoy the trip that you're on. Don't lose sight of the fun you're having. The fun is in that matter that you're a whole new person. People recognize that, and all the best opportunities will come your way because you are now within God's flow. And God's flow is semen retention. That's that super serum we talked about in the last video. That is the flow you have, that you are in God's purpose now. And that means abundance is coming your way no matter what happens. And you have to make sure you stay with it for it to happen too. So that's the only restriction that I feel there is. You have to make sure you're following God's plans and listening to God as well. All right, my friends. So enough for the evening. As always, two things. Remember, first of all, every day, especially tomorrow, will be a great day and a new day for each warrior. And secondly, always remember to battle